Are you taking a vacation with friends and family before school starts? Well, it sounds like the perfect way to end a great summer, but there can be some friction if you decide to skip the separate hotel rooms and share a summer vacation rental. So before you pack up those sunglasses and flip-flops, let's check in with our etiquette expert, Diane Gottsman. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Close to the end of summer. School is about to start soon.
Thank you. I know. We are very nervous about that. So let's take one more vacation and let's take it with friends. I think a lot of people do this. You know, they decide to split like an Airbnb, or they just decide to go in on a bigger hotel room, things like that. If you don't have the discussion about how to separate that all out beforehand, you're in trouble.
That's right. I think it's important to communicate before you pack your bags.
Yeah.
Because people don't really realize the expenses that they are going to incur. So if you talk about it beforehand, there's no surprises.
Right, absolutely. And there are some questions that you need to consider, and we've got some actual questions from actual viewers, so let's get right to it. Let's say you're going with another family or family, friends, whatever, but your family's the biggest family. Should you pay extra?
You know, this is interesting because a property fee is a property fee, so it's X amount of dollars.
Right.
So should you pay extra if there is an extra charge for X amount? So in other words, you might be able to have 6 people and then there's an upcharge for over 6.
Okay.
Yes, then you pay extra.
Okay.
But generally, if you have 3 kids and you have 2 kids, or you know, whatever, it's just equal. It's just equal.
I feel like we do it sometimes for football, and I do it by the room. So like if you're going to take up 3 rooms, there's this amount. If you're a 1-roomer, you get the cheapest amount, right?
Okay.
So that's another way to do it.
That's another way to do it.
Okay, what about if you're using your airline mileage points to buy your friends tickets? Should they then pay for something else while they're on the trip with you?
I love this because we are asked this all the time. So if I use my miles to bring you on the trip, you should somehow compensate in some way. It's not free miles. I had to buy those miles somehow. I had to earn them. So you would say, or this family would say, okay, I'm going to pay for a few dinners, or I am going to pay for one night's extra stay, you know, one night stay.
Just make it up somehow.
Make it up somehow, because it still costs. Mileage still costs you somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's say we're going on a trip together. I'm going to fly. My other friend's like, you know what, I'm going to drive. Is that rude?
So this was a question we received, and one of the friends was upset because they didn't drive together.
Okay.
And I think that it's not rude. I think it's important to get there however you would like to get there. Sometimes different people have different time restraints. So as long as you're meeting there at a certain time, a certain date, and you agree upon it, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, I like that. All right, let's say we're renting a big vacation house. There's one master. It's like the best room in the whole house. How do you decide who gets that good room?
It's not the first person that gets there gets it. That is not. So I think, again, you have to communicate. Okay, this room has the view. It has the door straight out to the pool. What are we going to do? Yeah. Who wants it? So you're going to talk about it, and some people may say you take it. And other people, you know, if you're combative friends, you're going to say I want it and I want it. Well, that's already going to start the argument.
Yeah.
So how important is it to you? And again, if you know what you're getting in advance, you can talk about that.
Okay. Let's say you're traveling with friends on a cruise or whatever, and some of you like to eat at 5. The rest of you like to eat at 9, and you like a 3-hour dinner.
Right.
How do you deal with that?
Compromise. So you're going with other people. Everybody is going to have different schedules. You know you're going to be off. Some people cannot stand fish, and they refuse to sit at a table with fish. That was a question.
Okay.
Then don't sit at that table. Then you opt out for that night.
Okay.
But I think that you have to compromise because it is a vacation, and everybody is going to have different schedules. Now, if there's a baby involved, that's a little different because that baby takes precedence, and maybe that mom and dad stay behind a little bit, and then you just meet us when the baby is up and happy and rested.
I like that. Is it rude to skip dinner on some days or go off sightseeing on your own?
It is not rude.
Okay.
Everyone is paying for this vacation, so you should enjoy it. Just let people know in advance you want to do it, so there's no surprises.
Okay. How do you share a bathroom with other people without people getting mad?
You have to be tidy. So we have to bring our own little travel kit, our DOP kit, our makeup kit, unpack it, use the restroom, pack it up, and leave. Don't leave everything in the bathroom along with your brush with hair in it and a wet sink, and tidy up and leave it neat and clean for the next person.
Okay, and we've got a question from somebody. Is it rude to cook breakfast for like myself and my husband and then not the rest of the group?
Yes, yes it is. So the question was from the person who cooked breakfast for herself and her husband and not the host family. And she didn't feel like she had done anything wrong. And although I know her intentions were good to get up early and cook breakfast for her husband, you still have people in that family and you should at least offer and say, listen, may I cook you bacon and eggs as well? Or so whatever it is.
Do I leave a tip for the vacation rental host?
So if it's an Airbnb, the cleaning is already factored in.
Right.
So the answer is no, you do not have to. You don't leave a tip for the host either, but you can leave. What they want is a glowing review, because that's really going to help. Or if you really got to know them and you liked them and they were bringing you food in the morning that was just over, above and beyond, leave them a sweet note, and maybe you might want to leave them a bottle of wine because you made a connection. So, but the protocol is you don't have to tip the host of the B&B.
All right, great questions from everybody this morning. And if you've got more, you can connect with Diane online. She is an etiquette expert here in San Antonio at the Protocol School of Texas. You can give her a follow on Instagram and DM your questions at Diane Gottsman. And of course, you can find her at protocolschooloftexas.com.